I asked Senator Ted Budd where things stand with the project and if Congress can step in to help get it done.
First of all, I'm glad you're okay. I know you were there. A lot of your colleagues and friends were there, but I'm glad everyone's all right.
Same.
I want to thank law enforcement for what they did. I was at the FBI earlier today on unrelated matters, but you can just tell they had been working round the clock since then. What could have been done better? What can we do better in the future? And I think every agency that was involved, even other agencies around the country, are going to be asking the question, how can they do better?
Let's get your response to Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt today during the press briefing.
The White House Ballroom project is not just a fun project for President Trump, like you will read in the media. It is actually critical for our national security. The line of secession in this country should be able to gather freely in safety without the fear of threats or political violence.
So first, let's talk about the ballroom, right? We have a number of dignitaries and foreign leaders come to the White House all the time for events, and they're put in tents outside. King Charles is here this week. If there were to be an outdoor event, that's what it would look like. The ballroom would serve the purpose of protecting people at the White House with bulletproof glass. The president talks about working with the military to build it. In this instance, this event, the White House Correspondents' Dinner, is held at the Washington Hilton. This is the same place that President Reagan was shot. It's the site now of multiple assassination attempts against presidents. Why is it that we're now still using this site, given its history with a lack of security?
Well, after the 1981 shooting, they made changes so that the president wouldn't be exposed getting in and out of the car. So they've made improvements, and I've been in that room multiple times. The prayer breakfast is held there in February. But look, it's still off-site. It's not as safe as the White House. White House is going to be the most safe place to have these type of events.
What's your response to these folks who are saying that this was a staged assassination attempt to justify the ballroom?
Yeah, I think it's the same type of craziness that leads to these horrible problems. So I think that's absolutely ridiculous.
So President Trump has been very adamant that we move forward, that we have another dinner, that we don't allow the bad guys to win by not letting us live our lives as free Americans. I completely agree as well. However, basically the entire line of secession was in the room on Saturday night. I love Senator Chuck Grassley, but do you think that we should maybe not have everybody in the same room moving forward, or do you think that our security can handle it?
Well, the Capitol is probably a lot more secure when you look at States of the Union addresses to joint sessions of Congress. You see the same thing in those types of settings, but it is a more secure setting than the Washington Hilton. So you've got to think about that. Look, this is a free country. You want to be able to have opportunities where we're all together like that. You want to celebrate. It's a celebration of free speech, as the president said in his press conference, and it needs to be that. But how about we just finish the ballroom and have it at a place like that?
Yeah, well, that sounds good. So, and also maybe just some better security inside the Washington Hilton for next year's event. Great to see you, Senator. Thank you so much.
Thanks.